Hello, gamers. Pineapple Owl here again. Let's say another episode of the Story of Kratos stream. Um, we're on starting chapter 2, which is the next game in chronological order. Is going to be Chains of Olympus. I'm on the wrong page here. 1 second. My little cheat sheet. Alrighty, so yeah, Chains of Olympus was a PSP release. Came out in 2008. It takes place 5 years before the first game, so 5 years after Ascension. Where we left off on Ascension was he basically regained all of his memories, which was him doing some real questionable things while serving Ares, and basically that flood of and surge of memories all at once basically gave him PTSD, where he then has these really bad visions that kind of mess with him. One thing I like a lot about this particular entry is it has very similar vibes and atmosphere to the first game, which the first game is, that's why I like that one so much. And, let's see, yeah, this one I guess technically contains a minor plot hole, but we'll get to that when it arises, but it seems like a lot of the prequels, the PSP editions especially, seem to have plot holes in them. This is personally my favorite PSP title. That's not a popular opinion. Most other people prefer the Ghost of Sparta one over this one, just because it plays a little better, introduces some new mechanics, it's a little more fluid gameplay. Plays a little more similar to the third game, which overall just is the best performing one, at least when you consider the Greek games. This is a very simple edition when you compare it to any other game, but overall it's really solid. It's enjoyable. Considering it's on a handheld device, it just overall is very rounded, and I would consider a solid entry. So yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. So you can see that's what the blades usually look like, which is pretty dang similar to the ones above me there, behind me there, wherever you want to word it. So again, they looked really cool in Ascension. It's just that's not what they looked like in any other game that had Blades of Chaos in it. It just didn't freaking look like that. But yeah. Well, let's get to it. I'm obviously playing on the PS3 because every other game in the rest of the Greek games, with the exception of Ascension, I have on the can't remember. There's a release they had where all the God of War games, minus Ascension, came out or were re-released on as HD remasters on PS3. So obviously, for streaming purposes, it's significantly easier just to do that, and also cheaper. So I don't have to go sit there and buy a PSP as well. So already at Dawn, this is the developer for this, and not developer, but they helped make the game for games for this and the Ghost of Sparta, which are the two PSP entries. So yeah, this is more traditional with the what I would consider the God of War's traditional main menu. It's usually half of Kratos' face and then some sort of thing in the background. The first game was just fire, but in the other one, that's something correlating to the beginning of the game, basically. So yeah, this has a treasures options, which it's the same thing as extras. It's just bonus content, which we'll dive into that when we beat the game. I'm not sure if there are subtitles. Awesome. So yeah, the bummer about the PSP versions are it was on PSP, so the PSP didn't have the L1 or L2 and L3 buttons. It only had the L1 and R1 buttons. So interacting with things in this on the PSP games is a little fucky compared to the other ones, but obviously other than that, it generally plays the same. It's a very simple hack and slash. So we'll new game, and then yeah, this is what the difficulties were on the first game: was Moral, Hero, Spartan, and then God. Yeah. And it was kind of cool with the first three games. The original three, which you would consider the trilogy, if you will, kind of started off with that, and then the second game added Titan to be very hard, and then the third game was like Chaos to be very hard. So eventually Spartan was like easy mode once you got to the last game, which was kind of a fun way to progress the game, if that makes any sense, as I thought.
Suffering for years, Kratos, the once great general, now known as the Ghost of Sparta, had pledged himself as a champion to the gods of Olympus. In return, he hoped only to rid himself of the nightmares that haunted him for far too long. But for now, his only respite, his only relief from the sins of his past, was found in the heat of battle. And on this day, Kratos had been called upon by the gods to confront an unthinkable evil, unleashed on the city of Attica by the invading Persian army.
Yeah, obviously it's very Play-Doh-y graphics compared to the previous game. And until we get to God of War 3, they're going to be pretty Play-Doh-y graphics. Because they're not, these are all PSP and PS2 releases, basically. But, oh yeah, so it's circle to fucking grab now, that's what I'm going to have to get used to. That's something else I'm going to get used to. I no longer have to fill up the rage meter to get the full combo. Which, having the smaller combos did have its advantages, honestly, especially the square one. I thought you got the big one out quicker, which kind of made some encounters easier, honestly. But that was the only game to do that with Ascension. So yeah, obviously where we left off on Ascension was basically 5 years ago. So for the last 5 years, Kratos has basically had these PTSD visions, as they call it, which is basically just nightmares. And he's just, for ultimately selfish reasons, he's just trying to get rid of them. So he's doing good in hopes that he'll be rewarded for it. And one thing that was weird about the PSP games, and I feel like, I can't remember if Ghost of Sparta did, but obviously this one does it. Every time you get it, land a hit with your blade, the screen flashes yellow for a hot second, which is, I don't know, something I never really liked. Because it's not too big of a deal on the PSP little screen, but when you're on like a TV, it's a little more annoying. So yeah, in a traditional God of War fashion, the intros are usually very over the top. So in this one's, in Ascension, we had, you know, which is, in my opinion, the craziest one. Corpse of Euryblades, leader of the Athenian army. So that's probably a historic, or Yuri, I don't even know how to pronounce that. But yeah, he's, Yuri Biads or Biads or whatever, but I'm sure that was an actual Greek, general. So yeah, the Ascension start off with all the crazy Hecatonchires base and everything, and then this one's just a battlefield, basically. When you compare the two, this one seems a little, not as hype, but still, it's a battlefield, you know, it's got its action going on. Then we got that bad boy, too. Oh, that's right. So the PSP only had a new roll or while hold. Oh, okay, so they did updates. On the PSP, you had to do L1, R1, and L because this PSP only had the one joystick, and so evading was actually pretty fluid, but definitely not as good as just the one R stick. But now, I guess they did update it for the PS3 controller, so that's good. Oh, mouse. Yeah, that much fun. The game defense did warn me. Yep, damn it did. One thing that was kind of cool about the PSP games, I feel like no other game really did, is I feel like the Blade's chain animation was like the most realistic on the PSP. It's like, well, you can actually see the chain, it's not all just fire, and then it kind of, you know, bends through the air too a little bit. I don't know, just thought it was kind of a cool little detail that only the PSP games really had. I just try to sprint like an Ascension and shoot. Not doing like any other game. Well, that's dumb. I literally charged that thing for hours yesterday. Yeah, so for all the PSP and PS2 versions of the game, they're old school games, so the game is automatically saving. So it's not a thing. So they had to add save points, and that's what they look like. As I mentioned in a previous episode, in the other games you need to get 5 of them to upgrade your stuff. Which, made it so you're getting them all the time. Especially in the PSP games where the games are shorter, they still want you to be able to, upgrade your health all the way. I don't remember if you, I'm pretty sure you unlock the ability to swim in this game, but... And one thing worth noting is the triangle move is different in this game. Only Ascension Ghost Far on 3 had it where it was the both of them slammed down at the same time. The first two in this one had it look like that. So you'll make in turn make it look different when you hit the level 3. Break everything, man. This is also what the chests look like in all the PS2 games as well. Jump off this. So that's something you didn't really see in Ascension is the beam traversal. Something that all the PS2 versions of the game had. This one opposite too. So it's a little something to change up the gameplay loop. How much is it to 26?
What evil have you wrought on this city, Persian? Evil? It is not evil that I bring, Spartan. I bring the might of Persia and the sacrament of purification. As we speak, my basilisk cleanses this land so that it may embrace the glory of the Persian Empire. Olympus has sent a message, and I am here to deliver it. Then you are just a messenger. So take this message back to your little gods. It will take more than a pathetic Spartan to stop the power of the Empire.
Fucking crap, dude. So as in general, the PSP game's just a little easier because obviously playing on the handheld was a little more complicated than playing on the controller. And for the most part, this game isn't too bad. Like, obviously dying to the occasional mini-boss here and there is whatever, but like, other than like the final boss, I don't really remember having like too many difficulties with this game. There's probably, you know, a couple fights where I maybe die a couple times, but shouldn't be dying nearly as much as I was on Ascension.
Spare my life, and I will give you all that you ask. You have nothing I want, Persia. Take my kingdom, my women, my gold. I won't take your riches, but I will take your life.
Triangle. See, and all the, basically, not even just the PSP ones, but the PS2 games, too, and even, I guess all the games in general, you're usually generally granted the magic is like gifted to you from someone. And the PSP ones, it seems like you seem to take them from people you defeat, but whereas in the PS2 games, it's kind of more of a gift from whoever the hell you're aligned with. So at this point, I'm just kind of farming souls just to... No, I guess they weren't... infinite. And I guess not souls, but XP. So in all the other, minus Ascension really, all the God of War Greek games have basically a threesome scene where you there's some, or not even necessarily threesome, but a mini game where you're basically banging abroad to get XP. And it doesn't show anything. Like, it'll just go off and focus on something else. And they're generally worth doing, because in a lot of the games, once you do this, you get enough to upgrade your weapons. I don't think that's going to be the case for this one, but... basically, Kratos fucks. Yeah, so it didn't get much at all, but still, XP's XP, man. Not what I was trying to do, but fuck it. Come on, man. So I'm pretty sure doing this will unlock a secret later on. Maybe it was here, I don't remember. Yeah, it's not a question. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere. Break a building and it'll reveal a chest. There we go. That's where it is. And I'll even do the one on the left again, just for good measure. I'm pretty sure that one in the middle was... shit. Alright. That might have done it too. I don't know. But regardless, it's done now. The funny thing is, as simple and primitive as this game is compared to Ascension, it's probably less buggy than Ascension was. The game's kind of bugged out right there, but fuck it. Yeah, I'm having problems getting off the ladder. There we go. There might have been a secret passageway in here somewhere, but maybe not. Mm-hmm. Damn. I don't remember that dude having that much health, I can tell you that. Ugh. Superior warrior. How am I getting almost 100 hits on this game? Not very good. There we go. Oh, I totally fucked that up. Are you serious? God damn it. Ugh, that is obviously operator error there. Oh, there's magic or something. There we go. making sure I didn't forget nothing. Remember when I shot that crossbow to break a building? This is the building it broke. Nice, dude. Better gamer. It was a freaking box or something. I can't remember what the hell was that. There it is. Pretty sure too there was a chest up high somewhere you could use this to jump on top of and get something. I don't remember. So the shitty thing about the I think Ghosts of Sparta might have fixed it, but the PS2 games and then this game, didn't have the word ascension. You were pushing an object and you would suddenly start running while you were pushing it. That is not a thing in this. You're stuck with walking and kicking it. So kind of a bummer. Maybe not. Take it back here somewhere. Oh. Excuse me. Yeah, I guess there wasn't. Man. That's a bummer. Oh, cool. I'm pretty sure the boss fight is just ahead. Be an excellent stopping point, obviously. I'm gonna grab this chest before I save it because why not? Dodging that attack can be a bitch sometimes. I did so much damage. Cowabummer, dude. That's why I grabbed all that stuff before I saved it. Motherfucker, man. I hate that fire attack, man. Ugh. I don't get how I'm supposed to dodge that fucking attack. Ugh. I'm trying to save the magics for the freaking next 2 phases of them. Maybe I like back up and I can jump over it maybe. Yes, I can. Alright, so that's the secret. Gotta back it. Motherfucker, dude. Yay, yay, yay. Kind of funny little things you can notice on his left arm in the cutscenes there. He's got a band on each bicep, but then the tattoo goes over the band. It's kind of funny. I don't know if it's not paying attention. Thank you.
Fulfilling his commitment to the gods, Kratos defeated the basilisk brought forth by the Persians. But this small victory would not satisfy the man who had come to be known as the Ghost of Sparta.
Is this all you would have me do? Is there nothing else?
Seeing the sun plummet through the sky and the world plunge into darkness, Kratos knew this was not a sign from the gods.
What treachery is this?
Setting his sights on the glowing horizon, Kratos made his way toward the mysterious light. But there was more afoot than Kratos could possibly know. In the darkness, Morpheus, the god of dreams, awakened to a world where he and only he wielded power. The land was slowly overrun by a black fog that engulfed everything it touched.
That is probably a great stopping point. So, yeah, there we go. That's the first episode, Chapter 2, which is the first PSP game, Chains of Olympus. So, yeah, this is the PSP games are unsurprisingly much shorter games. They, not nearly as long, and the bonus content isn't nearly as long, so overall, it's going to be Chapter 2 and 4, so that's going to be this one, and then Ghost of Sparta are going to just be way shorter in general. But regardless, thanks for tuning in if you did, and thanks for watching on YouTube if you do, and like and subscribe for some more. Thanks.